a community of 500 members. About 100 events per year. High-ranking guests and partners. International media coverage. Your expertise, commitment and your loyalty are our success. Time to say thank you. For 90 years Afrika-Verein. The history of Afrika-Verein is closely linked to the history of Hamburg and Germany, as well as to the history of its members and African partners. And it began in the dark chapter of colonialism and National Socialism. 1934. Afrika-Verein started as an association of Hanseatic merchants with a small office in Hamburg. 1954. Organization of the first Africa Business Day. 1955. The first delegation trip to the former Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe. 1960. TANU Chair and later President Julius Nyerere visits Afrika-Verein. 1973. The association receives Senegalese President Léopold Sédar Senghor. 1978. Board members of Afrika-Verein accompany Federal Chancellor Helmut Schmidt on his trip to Nigeria and Zambia. 1990. Since Germany's reunification, more and more members from the new federal states join Afrika-Verein. 2000. Economic Forum with Federal Chancellor Schröder and 5 African heads of state. 2006. First Energy Forum marks the start of building up specific industry know-how, in addition to regional expertise. 2013. Afrika-Verein expands significantly its presence in Berlin under the leadership of its long-standing chairman Stefan Liebing and the current management, and has been able to achieve many improvements in the framework conditions for German companies. 2018. Chancellor Merkel invites 12 African heads of state, and Afrika-Verein organizes with partners the biggest Africa Investor Conference in Berlin so far. The media response is enormous and also politically a great success.
Und ich sage ein herzliches Dankeschön an die Veranstalter dieser Konferenz, den Afrika-Verein der deutschen Wirtschaft sowie der Sub-Sahara-Afrika-Initiative der deutschen Wirtschaft. Wir werden einen Entwicklungsinvestitionsfonds für kleine und mittlere Unternehmen gründen, und zwar für europäische und afrikanische Firmen.
Thanks to the enormous success of its international media work, Afrika-Verein is by far the most quoted regional foreign business association in Germany, in Europe, and especially on the African continent.
Afrika-Verein has become a powerhouse. If you're going to think about Germany, you have to think about Afrika-Verein.
2020. DGVM Innovation Award in the category Reform and Management. 2024. Major events in all relevant sectors such as agribusiness, healthcare, automotive and others, as well as conferences on countries such as the German-Nigerian or the Kenya Business Forum Act as a magnet for the German-African business community, attracting high-ranking political representatives from Europe and Africa.
Fantastic. It is so good to be back at the Afrika-Verein Energy Conference. Again, Namibia probably launched its hydrogen ambition right here in 2021. So super excited to be here.
Nous félicitons ces organisateurs pour la belle tenue de ces rencontres parce que nous avons besoin d'investisseurs qui puissent venir en Afrique et leur dire que c'est le continent de l'avenir.
Today, Afrika-Verein is an intercontinental recognized association with many international and, above all, African members. From startups to small and medium-sized enterprises to large corporations. Africa is becoming increasingly important, especially in the wake of geopolitical changes and global challenges. So there is still a lot to do. Together, successful in Africa. Afrika-Verein.